don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, all these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain.
It's hard to just say one thing that you admire about Laura because there are so many things to admire about her, but I think that she was so clever, just so clever, and always striving for excellence in everything she did, yet not judging anyone else on their abilities ever.
The way she would walk into a room and she would just shine and everyone knew her, and even if you didn't know her, she impacted the way you lived every day, and I honestly think that she's left a handprint on my heart forever, and I've been changed by her.
Laura influenced me to be a better person and to have more compassion for the greater things in life, and I would also, not saying nearly as much if she was not in my life. I feel like I would have been a very quiet person if she didn't show me to open up to people.
I think that'll always be my favorite memory, just dancing on stage with Laura, and I'll always remember that.
She was so giving. She was always making sure that people were okay. She was always making sure that people were taken care of. She was just she just gave her love so freely. I don't know how you would describe that trait, but that's just what she was.
One of my favorite memories with Laura would be gathering to watch the Blue Jay games and putting on our Blue Jay paraphernalia and cheering on Josh Donaldson and all of the other Jays. And when there was a victory, we celebrated, and when they lost, we blamed it on something we hadn't done right in our rituals of wearing the hat backwards or forwards. And I will miss you so much, Laura, and love you forever.
So one of my favorite memories about Laura and growing up with her was her musical theater performances and all of the school plays that she did, but in particular I really, really loved and was touched by her performance as Eponine in Les Mis.
On my own, pretending he's beside me, all alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me, and when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me.
She was a shining star on stage, but more important than all of that is that she was just always so positive and so kind to everyone, and she had a great sense of humor and a beautiful, radiant smile.
In the darkness, trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind.
For lack of better terms, she was just good at life. She knew how to sing a little louder, how to laugh a little harder, how to love a little more. She just knew what someone needed, and she just understood people, and she always looked on the bright side.
She would break into song at any chance she could, that she would burst out into some sort of musical number no matter what was going on. And it's my favorite trait because she had the ability to alter people's personalities in that moment.
She's so forgiving. She doesn't care if you did something wrong. She doesn't care. She'll just forgive you right away.
I love him.
So she was just extraordinary at knowing how everybody was feeling and what was going on aside from the obvious, and I really admired that about her.
I love him. I love him. I love him, but only on my own.
Laura was a very resilient person, especially in the hospital. Even in the darkest times, she was always wanting to stay awake. She had to know everything that was going on. She never gave up. She never let anyone give up on her.
Laura had a crazy amount of positive energy in her. It just radiated off her. Every time she walked into a room, people would smile. Her smile was infectious. Her presence brought happiness upon people. Even if she wasn't really doing anything, she just had that positive outlook on life, no matter what the situation was, and it can't be recreated.
Laura was just like a lot of fun to be around, I think. She, you know, even when she was in the hospital and sick and stuff like that, we'd go there and she could always tell us stories that were like, you know, they're like awful stories, but they were so funny because like her and my Aunt Francie, they could just always sort of look on the bright side of things and just like make light of any situation. I think that was sort of one of her skills, I guess, was just sort of being strong and happy and funny. Like, she was hilarious, you know what I mean? So I'm sure everybody knows that, so.
She always made you feel welcome immediately when you walked into any space. She was the first to approach you and just make you feel like you belonged.
Laura really taught me to appreciate life to the very end, and Laura, I promise you I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to keep singing my song.
Her compassion and her caring, and she was the kind of person that would never judge anybody like by the way they looked or just on anything, and that she got to know them. And if you're telling her something, it wasn't just like, okay, yeah, that's really cool, or it's kind of just like, yeah, I love you guys, like, bye, whatever. She genuinely cared.
My favorite trait about Laura was how she was always very good at speaking about other people. I think she would have actually been way better than any of us at this kind of interview because she always had something wonderful to say about everybody. She knew people really well, so she could just like that, she knew exactly, you know, what to say about somebody to make them seem like the best person in the world, kind of thing.
There was never a time when I was with Laura, like whether it was in a show or we were just like dancing on the stage, when she didn't give whatever she was doing like 150%. That's what I've learned from her, that there's no point in doing something halfway. If you're gonna do something, do all of it.
Laura's been an incredible inspiration in my own life. Seeing her being so incredibly passionate about absolutely everything that she does is absolutely breathtaking. A simple thank you does not even begin to cover how incredibly grateful I am to have known Laura and to have been able to call her my friend. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Laura, I love you to the moon and back.
And I guess Laura inspired me to follow your heart always, love everyone around you, and never give up when you're passionate for something or for someone you love.
We continue to appreciate the support of our family and friends and their fundraising efforts to help not only me, but all the kids that have and will have to endure this horrific disease. Thank you.